Hey everyone, this is Mr. Pena. I want to share with you 3 ways that Study.com has made me a better teacher. First, it has simplified my lesson planning. 2, it has helped me reach struggling learners, those who are behind. And number 3, it added an online component to my classroom. And I'm using the past tense, but I'm still doing it to this day, literally, as I'm teaching day in and day out. And so, here's how it simplified my lesson planning. Study.com has thousands of lessons available in their data bank. And so all I had to do was look for the lesson by grade level, by course, and select one lesson for that day that corresponds with what I'm supposed to be teaching as a public school teacher. And so I play the video, and then the kids are able to see it. I'm able to pause and chop it and do what I'm supposed to in terms of teaching. And then I just send the kids the homework assignment from that video so that they can do it at home. And as soon as they come home, or even on their way home, all they got to do is watch that video. And then what they do is they answer the questions. They can pause the video as needed, and they answer the questions and work it out. So they have access to this virtual classroom and their homework right from their cell phone, their iPad, or their computer. And so it's helped me. It simplified my planning process, and it's helped me to teach them much more effectively. This is called using educational technology. And so through the use of automation, the kids are able to actually do the quiz and then the homework assignment and then try it multiple times until they get 100% or 80%. So it gives them immediate feedback. The second way that Study.com makes me a better teacher is that it helps me reach struggling learners. Every school year, I have a handful of kids who are behind in their academic studies. One particular example was a student who was sick and had to miss school at least sometimes, but most of the time, 5 times a month to 6 times a month. And he always brought back a doctor's note. He was a great kid, very nice. And the mom was always on top of him and was always asking me, oh, what does he have to make up? And so the way it works is, for the most part, the kids are absent, and then they come back to school, and then the teacher has to give them worksheets or textbook pages so that they can make up their homework. But what Study.com allowed me to do was to send that student and the parent the homework assignment that we were doing for those days. And even though he was at the doctor or wasn't able to come to school, he was able to do those lessons and using the learning program online, and he was able to make up all of the assignments before he even came back to my class. And he was able to follow along with us from home as much as possible. He wasn't here with me physically, so he didn't get the entire benefit of my instruction, but he did use the virtual component of my classroom. So he was able to participate, even though he was sick more often than not. And so it was a great way to remediate his learning deficiencies. And so the third way that Study.com helped me become a better teacher is it added an online component to my class, which is something that I was alluding to earlier. And so I was a co-teacher this past year, and what I did was I would teach alongside the general ed teacher, and then I had my group of kids, and I would send them their homework online, and I would send them these lessons so that they can do in the class from the computer. And so it simplified their learning. It gave me a virtual means of reaching those kids, because we couldn't both teach at the same time. Literally speaking, we couldn't both teach on one board and the other teacher on the other board, but I was able to teach those kids using technology. I got them into a virtual classroom. I gave them alternative home learning assignments, and those kids just understood it better when I explained it, and when I sent those lessons through Study.com. And they were able to access my virtual aspect of teaching because of this website. And so Study.com has a teacher edition with online perks such as creating your own classroom. Just right here, as I'm showing you, you can make your own classroom. I have a couple already. I use it for my tutoring clients as well. Students can join for free under your account. You can integrate this with Google Classroom. You can integrate this with Schoology, and you can integrate it with Canvas. These are not. This Study.com is not in competition with these three learning systems. You just simply connect to the learning systems, and they will be able to do those Study.com classes. You can duplicate classes by double dipping on assignment creation and delivering lessons. You can create your own custom courses and have quiz parties for your students. It's going to save you tons of hours of planning, tons of hours of grading, and just give you the technology aspect in a much simpler way than those usual district programs. I highly recommend that you get the teacher edition if you're a teacher. And so if you use this link that I'm going to share in the description below, you will get 30% off your first 3 months. That's 30% off your first 3 months by using this affiliate link. I would appreciate it greatly, as I do get a piece of the pie. But I guarantee that it's going to help you teach and reach your students like it did for me. Thank you and God bless.